Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Ballin Burgundy podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the three of us and myself. It's Chris. It's Andrew Phillips. What's going on?
Howdy, howdy. Nice,
But
nice little episode tonight.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
Yes, sir. We got some
Ye-
stuff to talk about. We got the Brandon Aiyuk drama part, whatever this right. Him posting Commanders film, and then it's still free agency, guys. There's still free agents out there that we could use a left tackle. We could use Brandon Coleman's still developing. We could use a corner. We could use a safety. We got a lot to talk about. But before any of that, before you guys like and subscribe and hit the subscription button and the notification bell and follow us on all social medias. Oh wait, go do that first. Social medias, Ballin Burgundy Podcast, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok @BIB Podcast. But I want to touch on this. Yesterday afternoon, July 6th. So if you guys see this on Saturday, and if I post on Saturday, July 6th, Vikings rookie cornerback Kyrie Jackson and two of his teammates, AJ Lytton out of Penn State and FSU, and Isaiah Hazel, they were teammates. They passed away in a car crash on July 6th, the morning of July 6th. Right now, it's suspected to be a drunk driver, is the likely cause of it. Kyrie was a passenger, and I believe Hazel was the driver. But it such a sad scene because they were all super young. I mean, Isaiah Hazel was 23, Kyrie was 24, AJ Lytton or Anthony Lytton, 24. They were pronounced dead on the scene from Maryland State Police. And then, I mean, this is at 3 a.m. in the morning, so like it was early in the morning, but they weren't speeding, they weren't drunk or anything. They were just minding their business, enjoying the summer, and a drunk driver suspectedly strikes them doing high speeds, and yeah, so they're passed away. All our thoughts, prayers, are with the Vikings community, with the Maryland community, with the Penn State, and just the football community itself. Because three young guys, including one current NFL player who we were all hyped for coming into the draft.
I think we all wanted us to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you all go back to our last few mock drafts, we had Kyrie in the second, in the third round. Like, this dude was a legitimate threat for like a 40 PFF passer rating, 6'3", 220. Like, this dude was like strong. He was looking great in Minnesota camps and whatnot. And then Lytton and Hazel were kind of getting into their football journeys at their respective colleges and the transfer portals. But prayers out to their families, to the Hazel community, the Lytton community, or the Lytton family, the Hazel family, and the Jackson family, and all those affected. Just don't drink and drive, guys. I'm 22.
Bad.
Andrew, I think you're 20 or what are you, 18?
18.
18.
Yeah.
And then I thought you were older. Yeah, so like these guys are 18. I'm 22, so I can legally drink. But guys, don't drink and drive. Okay, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a friend, call a tow truck, and have it towed to your place. Call, like, there are hotlines you can get if you're addicted. But don't drink and drive. It's not the responsible thing to do. It's not safe for you or for anyone on the road. You might think it's cool. It's not. All right. Three guys my age, a little bit older than I am, were taken because some idiot douchebag asshole decided to drink and drive at 3 a.m. in the morning and cause a crash, killing three men who had years ahead of them to be great football players, to be great fathers, to be great sons and brothers and uncles, but they don't get that now. So don't drink and drive. If you're underage, don't drink. All right, I'm a stickler about that one. If you're underage, you shouldn't be drinking, but especially don't drink and drive. Call a friend, call a family member, call a taxi, call a Lyft, call an Uber. Just don't drink and drive, guys. That's all I gotta say. It's messed up. It's all I gotta say about that before I get too into that. But going away from that, coming into our Commanders news, Aiyuk is once again back in the spotlight for us. Why? I'll put the photo up here. But if you guys would go to Brandon Ayuk's TikTok and you scroll through the 31 photos he had posted, oh, what is that you see? Commander's practice film is on the marquee. He posted a picture of Jaden Daniels taking snaps behind center for Commander's practice film. And the internet's blowing up. Brandon Aiyuk to Washington again. Like, is this confirmed? What's happening? I want y'all's thoughts on Aiyuk once again back in the media for Washington.
Obviously, I think he knows more than we do about the whole situation. And I think, the fact he's watching Jane Daniels tape, to me, it seems like he's almost preparing for something like that to happen. Like he knows it's a real possibility, and I think it is. Um, whether it's this year we trade for him, I don't think we will. Or if it's next year in free agency, hopefully. Um, yeah, I feel like that's a good promising sign that this is where he wants to be, and he's getting ready for it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Andrew or Chris.
Um, Very interesting. Because he's, technically still with the 49ers. Um, I think personally, I don't I don't think we're gonna trade for him right now. Maybe we will, and if we do, I'll be happy. But I think it's better if we wait for next off season to snag him up.
Fair.
Um, the problem with this whole situation is, yes, Terry just got paid in 2022, but his contract started last year. By the end of, depending on how long we sign Aiyuk for, and by the time Terry's contract hits or is up, and if Terry wants to stay here,
He does.
how the hell do you pay the both of them?
And Jahan, he'll need a
mean,
contract soon.
Jahan's not going to be as demanding. He put up numbers his rookie year, but
Yeah,
not recently. I feel like he's someone we're going to want to keep, sort of like Dyami, but he's not going to be a huge role if he doesn't step it up big time.
Dyami can fish the fuck up out of here for all I care.
Get him out. Why is he still on
yeah,
this team? He's been on here
please
too
get
long.
Emmanuel out. Like, I'm sick and tired of the dude. Like,
Like
bro makes
I
me want to throw something at the
dude,
TV every time.
I think crotch shot. I think we were all ready for. I think we were ready for the Dyami to Sam Howell connection in Washington, and it never happened.
We were
Like
hoping UNC players, but
yeah.
Here's the reason.
Uh-huh.
My bad. Trying to be organized because my phone about to die.
Sure.
No, here's the reason it never happened. No offensive line. EB was too pass happy. Kind of.
Well, in the
let's be
in the pass happy offense, he should have been targeted. He had that one good game with Carson Wentz under center against Tennessee, where we lost the game.
Oh,
I don't even remember that very well.
He had 2 touchdowns that game.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, of course he did. Damn, that's crazy.
All right, let me go ahead.
I was just gonna say, wrapping back to Brandon Aiyuk, something else I wanted to touch on is they offered us to trade for him, right?
They did,
but we didn't like it.
Nope.
So we didn't take it. But I mean, that also shows the 49ers, that organization's willingness to trade him here, and that they're in talks, that they're willing to do that.
Yeah.
And it also shows, some good stuff from our organization, not just accepting whatever trade is sent our way, but being critical of our draft capital for future years and making sure we preserve it and we're a sustainable team. So,
Yeah.
I would like to trade for him because my sort of philosophy is trading for good players who've already established themselves as really good players is usually the better option than using those picks for rookies who could always end up as a bust.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I don't know, it's a more solid solid concept than
Right.
drafting and hoping, because you
Hmm.
never know whoever you draft, who they're going to turn out to be. So
Yeah.
I like trading for good players. I hope we do it. Um, but I also understand that we shouldn't go out wasting all of our draft capital. So,
Hmm. Let me ask you all this. Do you think we're tampering with Brandon Aiyuk?
hmm.
I
Because
don't
all
see how.
No, I think Jaden and Brandon are definitely connected, but they're
okay.
friends.
Right.
And there's definitely an expressed interest, but I don't think expressing interest is the same thing as tampering, because I don't think we're negotiating
Hmm.
with him right now. I think as far as it went is 49ers and Commanders organizations
Hmm.
exchanged trade talks, didn't like it, moved on, but still I'm assuming everything's still on the table for the future. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we're tampering.
I don't think so, but the fact that AP is from San Francisco, they brought one of their executives from San
Hmm.
Fran. Jaden and,
Right.
and Aiyuk were teammates at Arizona State, and they've been neck and neck since Jaden has gotten drafted.
Yep.
Um, and we kind of touched this on last episode, but Aiyuk bringing Jaden Daniels to the Pivot podcast recording in New York.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and I think they were debunked, but him bringing Jaden, and you have to go watch the Pivot podcast and all that up over here. And last episode up over here. But the fact that he brought Jaden to the San Francisco meeting talks, and him saying on the Pivot, "Oh, I want to go to a place that's a good quarterback. There's a good quarterback over there," and they pan the shot to Jaden. RC asked him, we're going to be in 2025. I want to be a Niner. If it's not a Niner, or what jersey going to wear? If it's not a Niner, it's a Commanders. If it's not Commanders, it's a Steelers. So it looks like he kind of wants out.
Yeah. Very clear
Yeah.
expressed desire.
Yeah. Because they have Debo. They drafted my guy, Ricky Pearsall. They drafted Jacob Coing out of Arizona. You
Hmm.
re-signed Jawan Jennings. You re-signed CMC.
Hmm.
Kittle's going to want a contract soon. You've got plenty of targets. Go somewhere that you'll be the solid number two, and when Terry's up, you'll be the number one for a year or two, and
Hmm.
you're with your boy Jaden. And taxes are better in DC than they are in California. So I don't necessarily think it's tampering, but I think we don't know all the behind the scene the behind of the scene stuff.
Right. We got to be careful.
Yeah, we don't have the closed door. So I think there's like a 10% chance there's tampering. But the majority, I don't think it's tampering. I think it's playing games long enough to where they're like, all right, he wants out. What can we reasonably give up and ask
Hmm.
for? Yeah.
It's also interesting to me that the 49ers drafted two really high-end receivers,
Hmm.
almost as if they knew Brandon wants out and they're sort of preparing for that. Because I
Yep.
mean, Ricky Pearsall's great, straight from Florida, awesome receiver.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and Jacob Cowing, I did a lot of research on him. He had some crazy numbers. He had like 1,400 yards, I think. He had was it 8 touchdowns.
Hmm.
He's a bigger receiver, right?
Yeah.
He's got great numbers. Pretty elusive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So Ricky Pearsall was round one, pick 31. First off, go Gators.
Right. Yep.
So in 12 games, he had 965 yards. And he also returned 11 punts. And I think he had a few touchdowns, but they're not showing it. So round one, pick 31.
Hmm.
Round four, pick one. So round four, pick 129. They pick Isaac Window out of Louisville, the running back. Everyone was big raving about. Round four, pick 135. So within your first 140 picks, two receivers. So Jacob Coing out of Arizona, 175 receptions, 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns,
1,800.
1,800 yards and 20
Twen-
touchdowns in 25 games. So
Oh,
in all,
25 games. Okay.
but that's almost a touchdown every game.
Yeah. He's
That
so good.
that's a dog.
He was one of my most underrated players in the draft.
Yeah. And I think that's only 2-ish years Let's see. Okay, so he was at the University of Texas at El Paso from 19 to 21, and then Arizona the past 2 years. But he ran a 4.3840. He had a 36-inch
Nice.
vert, 9 feet 11-inch broad jump, 432 20-yard shuttle. I mean, the dude is a beast.
Yeah.
I'll pull up his stats real quick. Just not that I just didn't right now, but he's he's on the smaller side.
Oh,
Jacob
let's see.
Coing. Pearsall's like 6'2". Jacob Coing is 5'8", 168.
Oh, shorter than me. Wow.
Yep. But again, a dog.
Yep.
Um, and I mean, like again, he won the fourth round to San Fran, who already had great wide receivers, and now just got another great one. So
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think it's again. Don't think it's tampering, but there's always a small chance that it could be.
Right. We just don't know.
We just don't know. We don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't know. I wish we did. That'd be great. We'd have it breaking news, but we don't know. We don't know. But going on to the last topic of the day, free agency is still here. Training camp starts like the 27th of this month. So in 20 days, 19 days, by the time this gets up, training camp starts. There's still big free agents out there that no one signed yet. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Who are some free agents that you'd be interested with us going into training camp?
Stephon Gilmore and Justin Simmons. Um,
Me
reason I
too, man.
say yeah, the reason I say Justin Simmons is because yes, we have Derek Forrest back there, but it's always good to have extra depth. And not only that, Justin Simmons is like a top 10 safety, I think, in the league,
Yeah.
something like that. And Jeremy Chin and Derek Forrest might not cut it for us.
All right.
The reason I say Stephon Gilmore, I mean, hell, look at last season with
He's
St.
good.
Juice and with St. Juice and Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah,
I mean, it was bad last year.
it was.
And I think you're going to see that in the joint practices and in the preseason games when the first team, the starters go out there, the first team, you know, you're going to see that. And I think Dan Quinn is going to be like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to have to call up, Stephon Gilmore, which to be honest, he might have already done that. He might have been like, hey, look, don't sign anywhere because, I may need you in the near future. I might need you to come up here because you're a guy that knows my scheme, knows my playbook, and, Joe Witt's, scheme because, you worked with him down in, Dallas.
Dallas.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, those are my, top two right there that I think we should sign.
Fair. Andrew, what about you?
I'll second what Chris said, but then really I just want to emphasize that it's really any decent free agent at either tackle or who's in the secondary.
Okay.
I don't care too much as long as we get a little more depth and give our rookies a little bit more time and a better chance to develop.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really important because, like Chris said, our secondary was atrocious last year. Our tackles atrocious. And having a very, well-rounded team, or at least more well-rounded team,
Yeah.
is really important for, getting better. So I just like to see those positions solidified a little more, and obviously Stephon Gilmore or Justin Simmons would be amazing. I'd be so happy by that. And you said there's who's that left tackle we were talking about before the podcast?
David Bakhtiari out of
I
Green Bay.
sounds good to me. Sign him. Really, like as long as we got a decent guy at
Hmm.
any of those positions, I'm going to be happy with the signing. So that's sort of where I'm at.
Fair. Fair. I like those. I'm gonna go over some quick stats. So Stephon Gilmore in his 1 year of Dallas, 17 games, 68 total tackles, no sacks, a forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 13 pass deflections. So a solid year for a guy who's going in to year 11, now
Yep.
going to year 12.
Good vet.
Great vet, and he knows the team. And then,
Also,
yep,
I feel like it'd be really good to get an inside corner, someone who can play and guard slot receivers. I
mhm,
feel like that's sort of our weakness right now. We're stronger on the outside
side,
than we are on the inside for
yeah.
corners. So
I think
yeah,
they were talking about Mikey Sanderson being able to play that slot kind of inside guy at his
really,
size.
I thought he was more going to be on the outside.
I think he will, but I think based on what like photos and news, I think they've tried it and it wasn't bad.
Interesting. Okay.
So who knows? If it works, it works. If not, then yeah, I agree. We need to go get someone that slot corner, that inside corner,
Yeah.
um, to bring size. And then for Justin Simmons, 15 games, 70 total tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, and 8 pass deflections. So again, a solid
Good.
stat for a guy who's only been in the league 2, 4, 6, 8 years because he was in the
Good take.
2016 draft. I'll take it. I think there's 2 guys I want to talk about. One who we should, and one who I don't think any team is going to pick up going into the preseason. The guy who will not get picked up, former Dolphin Xavier Howard.
Ooh.
I don't think he's going to get picked up.
Hmm.
Not because he can't play. Not because I don't. Huh?
I was gonna say, is it after what we heard? Like when they
Yes.
dropped the news?
The news. So this time last month, there's a lawsuit that says Xavier Howard allegedly sent explicit photos to his ex's son.
I haven't heard about this.
Yep. She also says he allegedly made sexual video without her consent. All I'm going to say right now about that, if y'all want to see the lawsuit, you can look up Xavier Howard lawsuit, go to the ESPN article. I think at the beginning of the offseason, we all were like, Xavier Howard would be a solid corner to bring in. A good vet, can still play, can bring some leadership. Now, I'm good.
Don't want to deal with that drama.
Nope. We have enough drama as is. We can thank Brandon McManus for all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But I think a guy that's under the radar right now, only because he's not like this flash guy that's going to get you 12 sacks and 5 whatnot. Emmanuel Ogbah, DN out of Miami. I think it's someone we could take a look at. This past season for him, 20 total tackles, 5 sacks, an interception, 2 pass deflections as a D end.
Yeah.
6'4", 280 at 30 years old.
Yeah.
I tried out.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Would not be a big deal. So get him for
No.
cheap.
Get him for a year, $5.5 million with 2 guaranteed and $1 million signing bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be good with it.
Sure. Count me in.
It gets you depth with KJ, with Andre, with Cleveland Farrell, with Dorrance Armstrong, with Johnny Newton if they throw him at edge. Gives you depth with Jamin Davis being this hybrid edge linebacker that they're trying to make him.
Yep.
And like there's a few other free agents still out there. You have a Jamal Adams as strong safety. You have a TJ Humphries
He
at
hasn't
left
been signed?
tackle. Nope.
He's older though, right?
He is 28.
Oh, could be worse.
You have a left tackle in DJ Humphries out of Arizona. You have JC Jackson, a zone corner at 28. You have Hunter Renfrow, a 28-year-old receiver, still hasn't been picked up. You've got Eddie Jackson. You've got Quandre Diggs. You've got Yannick Ngakoue. Dwayne Brown.
What the hell happened to Adam Humphries?
I have no idea. That's a great question, actually.
I'd take Q-Andre Diggs.
I'd take him too. Quandre
I'd gladly
Diggs.
take him.
I mean, he's 31, but he played solid for Seattle.
Oh, I was mixing him up with Jamal Adams. He's the older one. Jamal Adams isn't
Yeah.
that old. Okay.
Yeah, Jamal's got 2 years youth on Quandre.
Yep.
But even then, you bring him in, play him more on the inside, kind of almost like a pseudo linebacker. Because I think he might know Dan Quinn from his time in Seattle. He might. Maybe. If not, then you still bring in a solid veteran guy. Now he's going to cost you a little bit. He'll cost you a $12 million, a cool 12. But we still have like 30 in cap space right now. We still have a lot of cap space left. So I think there's a few free agents we could look to and sign. Nothing big, flashy, like, oh my God, they got a Devin Witherspoon. Oh my God, they got a Patrick Queen. If we had gotten Patrick Queen, could you imagine if we had gotten Patrick Queen, Bobby Wagner, and Frankie Louvu?
That'd be crazy.
Jamin Davis can fish the fuck up out of here out of that.
We're gonna be the best linebacker core in the NFL.
Dog. We went from Jamin Davis, Cody Barton to B-Wags and Louvu. Oh my God, what an improvement. Chris, what you got to say?
Yeet.
This dude just chilling over here, just looking back and forth at the camera. But I don't know. I think there's a few free agents left. There's a possibility none of them get signed. Because Philly got their 2 corners locked down in DeJean and
they do not need any more corner. Yeah.
No. They could use safety, but they brought back CJ Garner-Johnson.
Yeah. CJ's good.
So I don't know who like Justin Simmons would go to. Pittsburgh maybe with Minka?
No, bring him here. Bring him here.
I want him here, but the thought of Minka Fitzpatrick and Justin Simmons.
Dude, I do not want to have to play that duo this year.
You're not a Steelers fan, are you?
No, my girlfriend is. She's a Steelers fan. Like not like a lot, but she does really more to piss me off. But the thought of that safety tandem, I'd be like, that's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or go imagine him in Baltimore with Kyle Hamilton. Oh my God.
That'd be crazy.
Another guy we could have had. Kyle Hamilton. God. I make myself sad every time. Like we got Jahan, Sam, and John Bates out of the deal with New Orleans, but could have had Kyle Hamilton.
Could have Justin Herbert over Chase Young.
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Or even Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, either. I would love either.
Oh, I hate Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
I hate Jalen Hurts. I don't even care.
Philly fans don't want to hear that, but he's all right. He's all right. But yeah, I think like I said earlier, to kind of wrap this up, there's a few solid guys left out there. Nothing I see that's gonna be like a game changer. Like an instant starter type of thing. Now, Justin Simmons would be an instant starter at free safety. But I don't think the rest of the guys we talked about would come in and say, oh, he's
Gilmore.
I think he'd be corner too. I think they would have him play behind Juiced. Same group.
Yeah.
Oh, and another guy that can probably fish the fuck up out of here this season, but we can talk about that later. You feel me? But yeah. Aiyuk drama. I think there's still more to come with this. Whether he gets traded, whether he gets asked for his release, he could sit out.
I doubt it.
But he's on the last year of his rookie deal. He's gonna be owed money, and they have like no cap space next season.
Yeah, I don't know.
because they're going to prioritize Brock Purdy over Brandon Aiyuk.
It's a
That's
good
what,
question.
yeah. So I mean, they're going to be in cap space hell. We've got free agents to sign. I don't know. Like it's such a weird time for us because there's like little talks, like little drama things here and there, and then it fades out.
We'll see more of it.
Yeah, we'll see more.
More will come up.
Yeah, training camp is coming up, guys, in 3-ish weeks. I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Time just didn't line up, so I won't be able to go this year. I wanted to go.
It's too
I
bad.
wanted to go, but they only had like 5 dates. It was like the 20th, 29th, 30th, and like August 1st, 2nd, 3rd. And that was it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Trying to
was like,
piss me off.
I wanted more because we're also doing 3 joint practices this year, so they gotta conserve those
we're doing
practices.
Jets and Dolphins. I said I know we're doing the joint practices with the Jets and Dolphins, but is that
We
a
might
third one?
we might be doing one with New England. I think.
Because I know we had that Sunday night game against them in the preseason.
Yeah.
How the hell did we get a Sunday night game in the preseason?
We got it with Baltimore when we broke their streak.
That's
That
yeah,
was
but
great.
then hold up.
That made
That is
Baltimore
your
fans so
classic,
mad.
like,
I loved it.
rivalry right there.
Dude, that was our Super Bowl. What you talking about?
Social media warfare. It was so funny.
That was too good.
That's great.
And that was too funny. All right, guys. That's gonna wrap things.
Do something.
Dude, Chris was gonna go insane. Oh Lord. But guys, that's gonna wrap things up here on this episode. Some light, some easy, while we kind of navigate these kind of calm waters right now. It's kind of calm in Washington right now. It's weird. I'm not used to it.
Yep.
When was the last time we went to training camp saying, "Oh, we look actually pretty good"? There's no drama, no scandals. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Like the McManus thing was taken care of swiftly.
Yeah. Who's gonna be our new kicker? We haven't figured that out totally, have we?
I think we signed.
We
No,
got a few guys to try out, right?
Yeah. Right now
There was
we
a UFL guy.
Yep.
There was Chad someone.
Right now we have Ramez Ahmed as our kicker from the UFL.
Okay. Was there a Chad someone? Or am I completely delusional?
We signed someone. I know we had Chad Ryland like for like a cup of coffee last year.
Bro, can we bring back Joey?
He's in New England right now.
The hell, bro. Bro, we recorded that one podcast with him, and then he just up and left us. Like
he did, didn't
crazy.
he? It's rough.
Right
here. It happens though. It's the NFL. It happens. I'll have to look into more of that. But right now we have number 3, Ramid Mirez as our kicker. And I think Tressway is rocking the 10 for the season, rocking number 10.
Yep.
Sweet.
I can rock with it. I rock with it.
It's clean.
It is clean. It's nice and easy. But yeah, guys, like I said, finally, we're gonna wrap things up. So Brandon Aiyuk, we'll have more to talk about, kind of as more develops. And free agency is, kind of closing around the corner and training camp starting up around the corner. So we'll have more news to talk about there. We'll have more, different drafting experiments, more guests coming on throughout the year. So you're going to want to stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on BIB, here on YouTube. Hit the post notification bell to listen to every time that we upload. Instagram, TikTok at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast, and Twitter at BIB Podcast. Anything else y'all want to add?
All good.
Chris? I think Chris is frozen. Oh, there we go.
I was.
Yeah,
that's very...
yeah. This man just went. Hawk 2. This man hit the air Hawk 2 on Danny Phantom. But that's, like I said, guys, wrap things up. Like, subscribe, raise hail, hail those Commanders, and don't forget to stay balling. We'll see y'all out there.